And I'm back with another video. You ever have this burst of energy in your body when you're being creative and it kind of lasts for hours? Well, we're going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about a few things that has to do with like creativity and happiness and the link between the two, and why when you're being creative, you at your most heightened level of happiness. So let's get into it. Listen, think about it this way. When you're being creative, the level of happiness that you go into at that point is because you're being self-expressive. Self-expression is probably the most important thing when it comes down to like who you are as a person, how you really feel. When you can be creative with your looks, when you can be creative with gardening, you don't have to be a Picasso, you don't have to be a painter or an artist of some sort. You can be anything. You can, when you're expressing your creativity, you may be a baker, you may be a lawyer who in the evening make cakes for bake sales. You may be a firefighter in the daytime for work, but you also play a cover band at night. You play the bass. Being creative is one of those things, like it feels so good. I wrote in my book 5 Simple Ways about the cycle of creation and how you have to think about the thing first. You have to be creative. In order to be creative, you have to think about what it is that you're creating. Think about it. You feel what I'm saying? Think about it first. Then you have to imagine what it looks like, what it would feel like. Your creative juices begin to flow when you start to think about what you really want and how you want it to look. Then you gotta imagine it. Then you plan it out. After you plan it out, you create it, and then once you create it, you execute on the idea. So the reality is more or less happiness and creativity go hand in hand, because when you're being creative, your mind is no longer being competitive. You're thinking about the best ways to make some shit like really super creative. Like, wow, like I'm really into this. You feel good. It feels like you can do more of it when you creative, when you feel good about it, when you think about something and your creative juices start flowing, when you can brainstorm and it just comes to you so easy, when it's like, I can do this. You can really be more creative when you're happy. And when you're happier in life, your creative ideas just flow freely, especially when you don't have any stress from life and bills and debt and all this craziness that go on. See what I mean? Because creativity and happiness is one of those things that has to be in your life. I personally feel that I'm at my heightened level of happiness when I'm being creative. When I'm in the studio, at a time when I was making beats and writing songs and doing music, I used to be happy about going to the studio. The only thing I didn't like about going to the studio on a regular basis was that we were always in the studio for 15, 16 hours, meeting people, doing music, recording, making beats, doing all of this stuff. But I wasn't making no money. And I think that became discouraging for me over some time. And that's another video, it's another story in itself. But at the same time, I've always been creative. I love being creative. It makes me feel good when I think about how creative I am. I'm always been the one to be able to create, and you may be the same way. So think about what I'm about to say here. I've always been the one that has been able to create an idea and turn it into something tangible, whether it was some clothes, whether it was a drawing, whether it was a design, whether it was some type of company, some type of idea. When I was making beats and writing songs and doing music, I thought I was going to be like the next Kanye West or Dre or something like that. So I said to myself, how can we turn these skills that I have and that my brother have and that people around me has, how can we turn this into a record label? That's when I started a little small, little independent thing in Philly called Fat Tracks Entertainment. It didn't go far, but my idea of me becoming successful has always been within me. So being creative has always been that part of me that I take serious, and I don't really take that lightly. Like, I'm really serious about being creative in life and letting my creative juices flow. And to be crazy and to be totally honest, I over some time, I put my creativity to the side because I was discouraged. My low self-esteem was being challenged. I had a lack of confidence in myself. I mean, even though I'm at a level of professionalism when it comes down to music and entertainment, I'm not like a beginner in this. The reality is I didn't have the courage in myself. I didn't have the confidence to keep going. I got distracted, and the distractions of life began to hit me more. And I said to myself, I'm not making no money in this. What else can I do to, be creative? Not also be creative, but make money. Just when my cousin called me to go to a seminar. That was when I went to my first seminar back in 2013. I didn't understand. I knew seminars used to happen a lot, but I didn't understand like the world of seminars. And I went to my first seminar. It was a Flip This House event. Armando Montalago. I'll never forget it. I learned about wholesaling. This was 2013. That was a way for me to be creative. That was my outlet. You're like, all right, I'll start off being a wholesale. I can do the wholesale thing. All right. I create band designs. I'm reading a book. My mind starts like thinking like, how can I turn this into something? So I started, the We Buy Houses signs, and I started sending letters, and then I paid for a mentor. And I was so creative because I only had a couple dollars left, and I was going through a financial change in life where it was like I had lost my job, my car got took. I pledged it for a title loan, and they came and repoed my car because I didn't have any money to pay the title loan back. So I let them take the money. Take the car, I'm sorry, rather. And I just said, F it, and I started over. I started from scratch. I had maybe $600-700 left. I paid for a room. I was just being creative. Like, how can even though I was in a down place in life, I still was being creative. I was walking to work. I went to a restaurant so I could eat, and I worked at Applebee's, and I said, forget it. I'm just work at Applebee's, get some money, because that was being creative. That was a place for me to eat food and make money in some way. That was how I looked at it. Like, all right, I'm at my down and out place. Within 30 to 60 days of me being in a boarding room down in Kensington, on Kensington Avenue, anybody from Philly know what I'm talking about. This was the early period before Kensington was like it is now. I stayed there maybe for 30 to 60 days. Within the 60 days of me being there, I did my first deal. I made $5,000. Boom. I was like, oh my gosh, this was a change of life. And just for me being creative, not sitting back, not letting myself, drown in my sorrows and being depressed and stressed out. I just got to it. I said, F it. I'm going to get in the mix. I'm going to get in the mix. I'm not going to let what's happening to me right now be a reason for me to not make it. Be a reason for me to stop what I'm doing and not actually make it out. That my back being to the wall made me become more creative at that moment in life. At that time in life, I had to become more creative because I had to think about what to do, how to get out of this jam. But I started realizing, like, as I got out of that jam, I became to be a lot more happier about myself or about the things that I was doing in life. I started to see more results. When I closed my first deal, I said, this is real. Let me keep doing this. I made a couple more dollars in the wholesale world. But then I got my real estate license years later, and I'm like, wow, just me being creative. But in all of those years of me not doing creative stuff like in fashion or music, I didn't feel alive, like personally. Now that I'm back doing content creation, now that I'm back in the studios, styling people and being around clothes, and being in the world, just going to the shows and networking. I love networking. I love connecting with just people in general. I feel better. I feel good. It makes me happy when I know that I'm out doing the thing that I really love, which is connecting with people and getting to know other creatives and networking and being around the people that's, chosen a life of success. That's just me. I like being around that kind of stuff. And you can be creative as well. The reality is you have to use your creativity. Don't sit on it. A job is the job. But in the meantime, you can still be creative while you have a job. You see what I mean? Don't just sit back on your goals and the things that you really want to do. Like, really just do that shit. Just do it. but also be creative in the meantime. Like really show that you are creative. Stand on that. If you play the instrument, play an instrument. If you do what you do and you do it well, and when you're being creative in that thing, do it. Embrace it. Embrace the creativity. Embrace the creativeness, as well as that, being happy, and how all those things work together. Happiness and creativity just links together, because when you're being creative, you're more happier. When you're happy, you become more creative, if that make any sense. It's like when you at your happiest point, you can actually work a lot better. That's why most artists and stuff like that, you may have writer's block at times, because at that point, even though you can write lyrics and you can come up with ideas, something needs to happen so your creativity can flow a lot better. And that's typically a release of the normal things that's going on. Once you release, step back, take a break, relax, go and do this, go and do that. You start noticing, like, all right, now I'm happier again. I feel good. Got more ideas. I built myself back up. Now I can get out there and make it happen. The reality is, being happy and being creative is very important in the process of, I don't care if you building a business. I don't care if you're creating content. I don't care if you're on social media, building a platform, and your goal is to do, open a studio, whatever it is you're looking to do. Being creative is very important first, and also finding your happiness second, but bridging the gaps between being creative and happiness and how all of that links together. I swear to you, when I'm being creative, I'm at my happiest point. When I make content, I'm happy. I feel like this is naturally me. Again, I might say this in several different videos because I'm just being myself. This is naturally me. And this is a way for me to get my creativity out, because I'm not doing music currently at the moment, but I'm in the industry of fashion. So I'm on that side as a stylist, and I'm on that side as like, I'm looking to get into fashion PR. I enjoy that. I enjoy the things of connecting with people and being around different levels of success and stuff like that. So, and also I got a plan for the future. So, me being in these different networks, it makes me happy to meet all of these different people, to have the resources I have, the network that I have, the things that I've learned over the years. I'm happy about that. So it allows me to be a lot more creative than a lot of other people. And I've embraced the fact that I'm a creative. Some people are athletes. Some people are construction workers or plumbers, electricians, like that. Like at heart, that's what they are. I'm a creative. I'm one of those people that can create content. I'm one of those people that can write a movie, write a song, make a beat. I'm one of those people that can produce ideas. I've embraced that. So that's what makes me happy, knowing that I'm a creative person. So me putting down my creative pen, my creative mind, and putting it on the back burner, it never happen again, because this is what makes me happy. This is what makes me, somebody said to me one day, I don't know how you can sit in front of a camera and just talk as if someone's there. And I'm like, I just know that somebody is there. Somebody's watching. There's an audience that's going to see this video. And if you understand what I'm saying, like this video, like it, share it, send it to somebody, because I'm sure there's someone who's a creative that's going through the same exact things of doubt, worry, fear, not knowing what's next, not even having enough, at times not having enough money to be creative, to go to the studio, to just get some paint sticks to paint, pencils. You know how many people are creatives that are homeless, that goes from town to town and never make it to that next level? Being creative is like one of those things that it's really like a terrible feeling when you don't make it out, when you don't make it to that level. So if you do want to make it to that next level, be serious about it. Be serious about it. Stop messing around. Take it, embrace it, and stand on it, and go ahead and make it happen. Because when you're being creative, you're going to be more happier. If you're a creative person, be creative, because that's going to make you happy with your life. You could quit your job when you have established the creative thing that you've been building. But in the meantime, keep the job, go to work, use the money to go do the things that you need to do to invest in your goals and dreams. But be creative in the meantime so you can maintain that level of happiness. Because it doesn't, being stressed out and depressed, it don't feel good. I've been in the behavioral health and mental health field for 20 years. I've seen true depression and true, mental health individuals for so long. So I understand it. This is why I'm serious and adamant about doing these type of videos and putting this content out there and letting people know. Stand on what you believe. Really, if you're creative, get on it. Be creative. Do it. I can keep going because I know that this is something that people deal with. I deal with these issues. I dealt with this stuff for years, on and off, on and off, on and off. But I'm gonna leave this with you guys to, think about. I don't want to go too long. I mean, I think this video is a little bit too long as it is. I'm 15, 16 minutes in, but I'm just, sometimes I go on a rant. Sometimes I just be thinking about these ideas, and that's when I just press record, because I know some other people out here who probably experiencing the same things. So if you do experience these things, if you do feel like you got something out of this video, I'm being as honest as I can be. And I want you to like the video, share the video, possibly subscribe if you feel like it. But I want you to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Because I know that when I'm creative, I'm happy. And when I'm happy, I could be more creative. And so can you. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to let y'all get it together. Let me know what y'all think. Comment below. Like, share it out. See y'all later, y'all. Peace.